Now, the Subway Final Word.
Good evening, I'm Rich Walsh, and welcome to another edition of the Subway Final Word, the only show in town that invites you, the fans, into the conversation. You can get your opinion on TV right here every Sunday night. And let's get started by introducing you to tonight's three panelists. Afternoon host at 105.9 The X, Mark Madden. And then from the Pittsburgh Tribune-Review, Steelers writer Mark Caboli and Penn's beat writer Rob Rossi. And tonight's topics, the Steelers. We'll talk about whether this win was good enough to turn their fortunes around. Plus, we'll get into the defense and the running game. The Pirates, what will it take for them to contend again this season, next season? And the Penguins, and a possible problem in net. Now, tonight's first topic. Was today's win good enough to prove to you this team can turn it around? Mark Caboli, you're up first.
Not so fast here. It's only one win. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It was a very important win because it gave Steelers confidence. They needed to find a win any way possible. But if I'm going to sit here and try to tell you this, everything from the first month of the season is gone because of they won at the Jets the way they did, not yet. They need to prove a lot more. They need to put some wins together. They need to be able to play better than they have. So one win is a perfect stepping stone, but nah, they still have a long way to go, that's for sure.
Mark Madden?
First off, peace and love, peace and love. And no, of course the Steelers aren't anything resembling a playoff contender after just one win. Oh, all of you will try to talk yourself into it. All of you will say, well, we're not that far behind the Bengals, and the Browns and the Ravens both lost. But it's still not a very good football team. The Steelers put together, for a change, a fundamentally sound effort against a very flawed New York Jets team with a rookie quarterback and two prime receivers out of the lineup. But the overreaction has already started. I saw it when Todd Haley called the bomb to Sanders on 3rd and 2. Oh, what a great call by Haley. He's starting to figure everything out. Yeah, one great call. He's mangled the offense for an entire season, and then 4 games, he made one good call. Overreaction, that's the microcosm. The grand scheme of things, though, their playoff hopes are dead as Dillinger.
Well, look, the Steelers may prove themselves to be elite among the teams that don't play for anything this season, but that's all that anybody can take away from this game today. If you're looking at teams that might end the season with a worse record than the Steelers, perhaps the New York Jets will be one of them. But if the Steelers have turned a corner at all, we will know soon enough. It's Ravens week. After that, you got the New England Patriots. They put together a 3-game winning streak here. Then all of a sudden, you have to start thinking differently. But right now, this is nothing to write home about.
All right, guys, thank you. A reminder to keep the comments coming. You can find us on Twitter at WPXI Final Word and on Facebook at The Final Word. Dom Errico, the Steel City Voice, tweeted us saying, the Jets are a magic cure-all potion, just what the doctor ordered. So is that true? The Jets have a better record than the Steelers. They must be doing something right, but under Dick LeBeau, the running the defense, the Steelers improved to 16-2 against rookie quarterbacks. Geno Smith has a long way to go. So I'm asking you guys, what is a case of the Steelers defense being that good or the Jets offense being that bad? Take it away, Mark Madden.
I don't want to take anything away from the Steelers defense. I thought they got good pressure on Geno Smith. I thought they got their share of 3 and outs. I thought they controlled the tempo of the game even when the Jets had the ball. But as I said earlier, Geno Smith's a rookie. They were missing Kellen Winslow. They were missing Santonio Holmes. I thought the game was basically an offensive travesty on both sides of the ball. Field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal. One long bomb. That was it. In many ways, the game was a crime against football offensively. Extremely boring to watch. The Steelers won, but that was the only good thing about it. Again, I just can't take that much positive away from this game on behalf of the Steelers. And even if, as Rob suggests, they put a couple more wins together, they're still 3-4. The division's bad, but can they jump over everybody? I don't think so.
Rossi, what do you think about the Steelers defense?
Well, I'd feel a lot better praising them if Geno Smith had the weapons today that he had last year at West Virginia, but he didn't. I mean, it was a skeleton skills team there for Geno Smith. He had nobody to throw the ball to. His offensive line did not do a good job, or he did not recognize some of the blitz packages. I mean, in the past, when a Dick LeBeau defense went up against a quarterback like Geno Smith, they annihilated him. Today, they just sort of got by, getting a couple of turnovers, forcing some bad throws. You didn't get to feel that this guy was, being run over by those great defenses like the previous had happened with LeBeau. So I still don't think we know that much about this defense.
Mark Caboli?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't this Jets team just put up 30 points on the Falcons last week? I mean, this Jets team is pretty good. Geno Smith did have 2 or 3 fourth quarter comebacks. So you have to give a lot of positives to the Steelers defense. I mean, they did how they normally play. They stopped the run. They didn't let any plays behind them. They didn't let any big plays off, and they made tackles. Finally, they made tackles. So I think this team, the Jets, I think they're pretty decent offensive team. So you can't take anything away from them at all. Creating 2 huge fumbles, keeping the guys behind the sticks, and isn't it ironic how well this defense can play when the offense isn't giving the other team the ball at midfield? So I think it works hand in hand. I think you can't take anything away from this defense. Brett Kiesel, a guy went down early, didn't matter. I think they played well from top to bottom.
That's how bad things have gotten in Pittsburgh, where we're crediting the Steelers for a week when they made tackles.
Ziggy Hood, sack. Jason World, sack. It's a sign of the apocalypse. Whoever thought that would happen in the same 60 minutes?
Finally get a couple turnovers. Okay, guys, thank you for your opinions. We'll attempt to fix the run game later in the show, but up next we're talking Buccos, an amazing season ending earlier this week. Can they do it again next year? And where do they need to upgrade? Patricia thinks they need another home run hitter and a right-handed pitcher. We'll hear what our experts think next. The Subway Final Word will be back in 2.